Welcome back to Twilight Imperium 4th edition. We are just about ready for a huge, massive space battle, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen because the Arbrick are up. And I think we're in, oh god, I can't remember. I think this is round 5? Or maybe it's round 6. It doesn't really matter. It is in the middle of a round, and we're going to continue. So, up first for this episode will be Arbrick. And yeah, I think we're going to have a gargantuan space dust-up. So let's go ahead and see what the Arbrick are going to do. Maybe they're not going to do it. I don't know. And the Federation of Sol, in a desperate plea to not be pounded on by the War Sun and all the forces of the Arbrick, say, you know what, Arbrick, we will give you all of our commodities, all 4 commodities, if you just don't pound on us this turn, like right now. But the Arbrick are like, yeah, and if we don't pound on you, you are going to become the new emperor of the galaxy. And I'm sorry, our vegetable minds are just not going to let that happen. So the Arbrick will take a turn. They're going to take a tactical action. Yes, let's go place that token out on the board and see what it is the Arbrick are going to do, which we're pretty sure we know what it is. And the Arbrick are going to activate this system. Now, there is a huge shocker. Not going to happen. All right, what I'm going to do, oh my god, this is going to be a massively huge space battle, but hey, that's what happens in Twilight Imperium on occasion. They have a fleet capacity of 6. They can have 6 capital ships. I'm going to put all of their ships on the little red space here, off to the side, because you can't get everything on a tile. It's impossible. The Earth forces here, Federation of Sol, I should say Cord forces, is not really Jord, not Earth, but whatever, are here. So, yes, indeed, they're going to move their War Sun into the attack position. Now, they have a carrier, a dreadnought, and a War Sun. So they have a total capacity of fighters and ground troops totaling 13. Just to keep that in mind, because they have a total of 14 fighters, total ground forces fighters. So they will move the dreadnought in here. Obviously, they're going to move the carrier in here. And they are going to move, I believe this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7 fighters. 7 fighters, and they're going to bring in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ground forces. They're going to have the 5 ground forces on the Death Star, the War Sun. And they're going to also put 2 fighters with the War Sun. So that's 2 fighters with the War Sun, and a total of, alright, should have done this offline, but I want to see the forces massing for this huge battle. Alright, so that's going to be 2 fighters. Alright, if I got this correct now, War Suns can hold 6. So we have let's do this again, 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, there's 5 ground forces. And then only 1 fighter can go with the Death Star, because it can hold a capacity of, what am I looking at, 6. So I think they're only going to take, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to take, 4 ground forces. 1, 2, 4 ground forces and 2 fighters. That's what we're going to do. All right, I knew I had a plan here. The plant mines are a bit slow because they're vegetative. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3 capital ships. So we have how many fighters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 6 are on the carrier. 1 is on the dreadnought. Kind of irrelevant. They're all going to be in space. But we are going to have the ground forces on the Death Star. The War Sun and the 2 fighters with the War Sun. All right, that's only 3 capital ships. They can move in 3 more. They're going to move in, of course, this one. So they have a destroyer. They're going to move in a 2nd destroyer. And they're going to move in this cruiser, 1, 2. All right, so the total forces they have are 7. They have 9 fighters, 4 ground forces. They have a War Sun, carrier, dreadnought, a cruiser, 2 destroyers. And on the Earth side, Federation of Sol side, we have 11 fighters, 3 PDSs, 2 destroyers, 2 carriers, and a dreadnought. This is going to be massive. All right, that's everybody. That's the moving the forces in. So we're going to have to follow the steps of combat very carefully, because we have to do things in order. So I'm going to come back here in a second. We're going to take a look at that order, and then we're going to start having the dust up. All right, so let's take a look at a whole tactical action. So we did the activation. Of course, the Arbrick activated the system. Movement. They've moved ships in. Now it is time for Space Cannon Offensive. All right. Federation of Sol has 3 space cannons, but the Arbrick have an action card, which is going to pooch them. Oh man, disable. At the start of an invasion, well, which is now, in a system that contains one or more of your opponent's PDSs, which just happens to be this one, your opponent's PDS units lose Planetary Shield and Space Cannon during this invasion. Oh, that sucks. So our 3 PDSs are totally useless. Damn it. All right, let's take a look now at the next part of the space combat. Damn it. Damn you, Arbrick. Damn you. All right, and up next in order, so we've done movement, we've done Space Cannon Offensive, which is not going to happen, and now it's Anti-Fighter Barrage. All right, let's figure that out here in a second. All right, just want to zoom down in on Federation of Sol. Their destroyers, of which they have 2 in the system, have Anti-Fighter Barrage capability. They're going to roll 2 dice, and they hit on a 9+. So what's going to happen for Federation of Sol? They're going to be rolling 4 dice, and they hit on a 9+, and each hit will destroy one of the attacker's fighters. Yeah, now let's take a look at the Arbrick. They have the upgraded Destroyer 2. Ooh, this could get uglier for the humans than they like. And I hope this is focusing in pretty good, because let's face it, the Arbrick have Destroyer 2s. They also have Anti-Fighter Barrage. They hit on a 6+, rolling 3 dice. So they have 2 destroyers. So they're going to be rolling 6 dice, hitting on a 6+. So their Anti-Fighter Barrage is much more useful than the Federation of Sol. All right, we're going to go over and we're going to roll the dice for the Anti-Fighter Barrage and see what kind of casualties are going to happen. So that's kind of the opening step of the battle. Anti-Fighter Barrage, the fighters are going to get destroyed, not hit. They're right off the game board. And then we're going to get into the first round of combat. We're going to have to follow things carefully, so let's roll up some dice and see what kind of fighters get blown out of the sky from destroyers. All right, so I've got things somewhat zoomed in here. We're going to use, of course, I'll be using these off screen, or putting them here actually, for hits for the attacker and the defender. Let's do the attacking forces of the Arbrick first. They're going to be rolling 6 dice. As I destroy the place. Oh, where did that come from? Oh my god, did I just knock that? I think that came from over there. Damn it! Alright, that's what happens when you have slippery fingers. Alright, we're going to be rolling 6 dice. And, yeah, 6 dice hitting on a 6+ for the Arbrick Anti-Fighter Barrage. And what did they get? Come on, get in there. And they get an 8 and a 6. So, 2 5s, or 3 5s and a 3. All right, their Destroyer 2s were not quite as effective as they thought. So that's going to be 2 hits against fighters for the Arbrick. Of course, the Federation of Sol now gets to roll 4 dice, hitting on a 9+, and they're looking for all 9s, or a couple of 10s. They get 1 10. Okay, so, wow, all right. I thought that was going to go a little worse than it was. So what we've got here for the opening Anti-Fighter Barrage is we have the Arbrick destroying 2 fighters from Federation of Sol. So they have 11, so they're going to lose 2. That drops them down to 9 fighters. That takes care of the Federation of Sol. And the Arbrick only lose 1 fighter of their... they had 7, they had 9, I think. Oh my god, losing track. They now have what left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, they have 8 fighters left. So we have 9 fighters left for Federation of Sol. And, okay. And damn it, I forgot to play a card for Federation of Sol, which may... oh no, it's going to come in effect right now. Alright, and I don't think the Arbrick have... No, they don't. Oh man. So, let me turn off the camera. I gotta get some stuff ready here. We're gonna come back. Federation of Sol is gonna be playing a card, and we're gonna take a look now again at the turn order for a tactical action for the combat part of it. All right, so continuing on, if this will focus. So we have, this is of course the card the Federation Sol is going to play. We have movement, so we've done this anti-fighter barrage. Now we get to announce retreats. Well, nah, when nobody's retreating, not with a Death Star on the system. The plants are definitely not retreating, and we cannot retreat because then we're going to not. We want to have the capability to win this game by getting 2 victory points. So now we're going to make combat rolls. All right, and then we assign hits and retreat. So we're going to be making combat rolls, but not so fast, says the Federation of Sol, because we have a morale boost at the start of a combat round, which would be now. Apply +1 to the result of each of your unit's combat rolls during this combat round. So for 1 round, all the Earth forces are going to be getting +1 to hit. All right, for Federation of Sol. So they do a big rousing speech. You know, we must defend humanity, blah, 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 against the plants and insects, yeah, 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 yeah. And away we go. So, oh my God. All right. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So what's going to happen now? We've got to remove that. Okay, so oh man. The Arbrick have 8 fighters and a carrier. The Arbrick's fighters hit on a 9+, and so do their carriers hit on a 9+. So that's going to be 9 dice for 9 dice hitting on a 9+. So let me gather the dice. Oh wow, 9 dice or 6, 8 hitting on a 9+. And how many hits do they get? They have 1 9. They just have 1 9 from all of that. So between all their fighters and their carrier, all they managed to do was 1 measly hit. Okay, that's just, okay, that was for fighters and the carrier. Oh my good Lord. All right, now they have 2 destroyers. Let's do the 2 destroyers. They have destroyer 2s. They hit on an 8. Their destroyer 2s hit on an 8. And they have 2 of them. So 2 dice hitting on an 8. They get a 7 and a 2. That would be a miss on both of them. They have 1 cruiser. Their 1 cruiser hits on a 7. And they get a 9. So that is 2 hits. They do have a dreadnought. Their dreadnought is going to be hitting on a 5. Rolls a 9. So the dreadnought pounds away in space. I can just picture this humongous battle going on with the War Sun in the background. And speaking of the War Sun, we're now up to the War Sun. The War Sun rolls 3 dice. Wow. 3 dice, hits on a 3+. 3 dice hitting on a 3+. Okay, so 3 dice hitting on a 3+. 2 2s and a 7. So that only amounted to 1 more hit. Holy hell. Okay, that's only for all those forces of the Arbrick. All the forces of the Arbrick, including the War Sun, that only amounts to 4 hits. They do have a bunch of technologies that we might want to look at. They have plasma scoring when 1 or more of your units uses bombardment or space cannon. We're not there yet, but just keep in mind Arbrick have plasma scoring. They also have planet, 1 or more. Okay, planetary. That doesn't count. This one may come into effect a bit later too. They have uranium armor. During each combat round, after you assign hits to your units, repair 1 of your damaged units that did not use sustained damage during this combat round. So they can sustain damage, and then in the next round when they take casualties, they can repair 1 of their damaged units that didn't use sustained damage in that current round. Right, lots of talking. So that was the attack for Arbrick. Now it's time for the defense for Federation of Sol. Let me just gather my wits here and gather my wits and dice, and we'll come right back and we're going to roll all the defensive stuff now at +1 because they played the morale boost for Federation of Sol. All right, it is up to the Federation of Sol to do their defense. So they have 9 fighters. So we're going to be rolling 9 dice. Now their fighters only hit on a 9+. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So that's not great odds. They have 9 fighters hitting on a 9+. And their carrier, the 1 carrier, also hits on a 9+. So we're going to be rolling 10 dice. So that's 2 carriers. Excuse me, 11 dice. 9 fighters, 2 carriers, 11 dice, hitting on a 9+. Shake them up. Let's see what we can get. They're looking for a lot of hits. Ooh, and it looks like, wow, they got 1, 2, 3, 4. They got 3 10s and 1 9, and the rest are misses. That is 4 hits for Federation of Soul. Wow, they are doing exceptionally well against this giant plant force that has come in. Let's kill it. Oh, yes, I'm running out of space, so there's dice and there's stuff all over the place here on my table. But we're going to continue on. That was just the carriers and fighters. Federation of Soul has 2 destroyers. The Federation of Soul's destroyers are just the regular ones. They hit on a 9. I could have rolled 13 dice. 9+, a 1 and a 3. The destroyers miss, and they have 1 dreadnought hitting on a 5. The 1 dreadnought gets an 8. Wow, so that's 5 hits. Huh, I wouldn't have thought it. I wouldn't have thought it, but there you have it. So now it is time to take our wounds, and we have Federation of Soul needs to take 4 hits. So we're going to damage the dreadnought. Our carriers are super carriers. They have the sustain damage ability. So we're going to sustain damage to both carriers. That gives us 3 hits of 4, and we'll lose 1 fighter. So now we go down to 8 fighters instead of 9. Not bad. That takes care of our wounds. Now the Arbrick have to take 5 damage, which is most excellent. So they're going to damage their War Sun. They're going to damage their Destroyer. That's 2. They have 3 left. And I guess they're going to get rid of 3 fighters. 1, 2, 3 fighters. So that depleted their forces down very much. Ooh, I like it as far as Federation of Soul goes. That takes care of all of their damage, all their ability. Okay, on to another round of combat. And, of course, we skip Fighter Barrage. It's already happened. That happens at the start. Now it's Announce Retreat. So, are the Arbrick going to announce retreat? No, they're not. Federation of Soul going to retreat somewhere? No. Going to have another round of combat. We're going to come back here in a second, and we're going to dust it up again. And I suddenly realized I left notes. I forgot about the morale boost, giving him a +1. But you know what? That didn't do him any good anyway for the Federation of Soul. We're supposed to get +1 on all of the rolls. It was still 5 hits. All right, continuing on. We're going to go into the next round of combat. Nobody's retreating. So the Arbrick... to refresh my memory, have 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 5 fighters and a carrier. So they're going to be rolling 6 dice, hitting on a 9+. 6 dice, hitting on 9+. See what they can get. They get, that's cocked a little bit, but it's a 10. So they get 1 hit out of that. Huh. Well, once again, not the greatest. That's 1 hit for their fighters and their carrier. Damn it. I got too much stuff everywhere. All right, and I'm trying to reach around the camera without knocking it out of focus. All right, that was the fighters' carriers. They have 2 destroyers. The 2 destroyers are going to hit on... destroyers. Their destroyer 2s hit on an 8+. So we have a 10 and a 4. That's another hit. 2 hits. Their dreadnought is going to hit, of course, on a 5. They roll a 7. Ooh, this is getting a little bit better for the plants. And their War Sun rolls 3 dice, hitting on a 3+. Come on, War Sun. 2 9s and a 1. So that'll be 2 more hits anyway. That's going to take the total up to 5. That's getting a little more like it for the plant dudes. All right. And did I forget totally about the carrier, or the cruiser? I did forget completely about the cruiser. That also hits on a 7+. Rolling an 8. Ooh, nasty. That is a total of 6 hits against Federation of Soul. Federation of Soul should be a little bit worried now. And let's not forget about the Duranium armor. I don't want to forget about it. All right, that is a total of 6 hits against Federation of Soul. My camera battery's dying, of course. So I am going to come right back. We're going to have Federation of Soul retaliate with all of their rolls. This time, Federation of Soul does not have the nifty, handy morale boost. Their morale is weakened a bit. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fighters. They have 8 fighters and 2 carriers. They're going to be rolling 10 dice, hitting on a 9 plus. Wow. 3, 4, 6, 8, 10 dice, hitting on a 9 plus. Come on, we need this. Federation of Soul, hitting on a 9 plus. We get 1, 9. We get 1, 9. Ooh, 1 hit. Okay, that is not what we wanted out of our carriers. Out of our carriers and our fighters. That was not very effective. Ooh, this could get ugly, as we knew this battle would. All right, what else do we have? We have 2 destroyers. Our destroyers are just the destroyer 1s. They hit on a 9 plus. We get an 8 and a 1. Damn it! So no hits there. We do have our damaged dreadnought, though, hitting on a 5. Come on, we really need this. We get a 3. Our damaged dreadnought doesn't cut the mustard. Wow. A total of only 1 hit in retaliation this time for Federation of Soul. Ooh, all right. We're going to have to lick our wounds here. We've got 2 damaged carriers, a damaged dreadnought. We're going to have to lose 6 fighters, unfortunately. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our fighter screen is just about gone. Wow, all we have left for Federation of Soul is 2 fighters. Ooh, man, this is not looking pleasant. So that's us taking our 6 hits. Now the Arbrick have to only take 1 hit. Yeah, they're just going to dump a fighter. Ooh, that didn't really hurt them at all. And that's another round of combat done. Ouch! And let's not forget, they have their lovely Duranium armor. During each combat round, after you assign hits, which they just did, repair one of your damaged units that did not use sustained damage this combat round. Well, their War Sun must have assimilated some Borg technology, because it is now fully operational again because of the Duranium armor. Wow, nasty. Into the next round of combat. Are either side going to retreat? No, they are not. So we're going to come right back. We're going to have some more aggression. Right, the plants are putting the pressure on, squeezing us with their vines. They have 4 fighters and a carrier. They're going to be rolling 5 dice, hitting on a 9 plus. And they get a 9 and a 10. That's 2 hits. Oh boy. We as Federation of Soul are in a little bit of trouble. That's 2 hits. They have 2 destroyers hitting on an 8 plus. They get a 9 and an 8. Oh my god, that's 4 hits. Wow, we're in such trouble. They have a cruiser hitting on a 7 plus. Rolls a 10. Sure, they are finishing us off. 5 hits. They have a dreadnought hitting on a 5 plus. A rolling an 8. Oh my god. 6 hits. And the fully operational War Sun again. 3 dice hitting on a 3 plus. They get 2 1s and a 4. Wow, we got very lucky there. I guess the repairing of the War Sun took them more time than they thought. They weren't able to fire quite as effectively. However, they have done 7 hits to us. Good lord. We have 2 fighters. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, we have just about lost all of our forces. This is looking not good. Not good at all for Federation of Soul. Oh man, this is brutal. This is brutal. Okay, well, this is the way it goes. Continuing on, now we have to retaliate as Federation of Soul. So we have 2 fighters and 2 carriers. We're going to be rolling 4 dice, hitting on a 9 plus. Come on, 4 9s. 4 9s. We get a 9. We get 2 9s. All right, that's 2 hits. All right, we're not going down without a fight. 2 hits for our fighter carrier squadrons this time. Okay, that's at least something positive. We have 2 destroyers. They hit as well on a 9 plus. And we get a 6 and a 2, which is a failure. And we have our lovely little Dreadnought hitting on a 5. Come on, Dreadnought. Rolls an 8, so that's a hit. All right. Oh, my God. So we have 7 hits against Federation of Sol. 3 hits against the Arbrick. Well, the Arbrick are just going to dump their 3 fighters. They had 4, so that they lose 3 fighters. No problem there, taking our hits. We've got to do 7 hits. Well, we are in big, big trouble. So we're going to lose our 2 fighters. That's 2 hits as things fall out of my hand. 2 hits. We have 5 more hits to do. The 2 carriers. We have 3 more hits to do. 7 hits. Did I do that right? 2 fighters. Oh, we had 3 fighters. Oh, man. We only had 2 fighters. I rolled extra dice, I think. No, I didn't. We had 2 fighters. So that's going to be 4 hits, 5, 6, 7 hits. You know what? We have just lost all of our space forces. Every single one of them. Wow! The Arbrick, I guess not surprisingly, have come into this system and absolutely pounded the living daylights out of us. So far in the space battle, they have won handily. Our PDSs got nerfed by their card, and they still have a formidable force there. And let's not forget, they've already assigned their hits. During each combat round, repair one of your damaged units that did not use sustained damage during the combat round. And they're going to repair their Dreadnought. Oh my God. So they have a fully functional War Sun, fully functional Dreadnought, 2 destroyers, a fighter, a carrier, 4 ground forces, and a cruiser. Coming right up, they're going to try to land forces on Starpoint. We only have 2 ground forces there. They've got 4. They also have bombardment. Oh, man. And because they played disable, let's not forget, they played the disable card at the start of the invasion. So basically, our PDS units lose planetary shield and space cannon during the invasion. Oh, they do get to fire on incoming troops, but they do not get to negate the ability of bombardment, which is a big deal. Because now the Arbrick can use their Dreadnought and War Sun to bombard Starpoint. We only have 2 troops there. Oh my God. Well, let's see what we can do with that bombardment roll. All right, to further clarify, War Suns negate the planetary shield ability anyway. So the card they played, Disable, is going to negate it. So what that means is the Dreadnought can also bombard. If they still had planetary shield, the Dreadnought wouldn't be able to bombard, but the War Sun would. So let's go ahead and have the Arbrick do their bombardment. Now they have 1 Dreadnought. It's a bombardment. It rolls 1 die hitting on a 5+, and they roll a 7. So ba-bam, they destroy 1 of our 2 ground forces. This is not good. Now they have a War Sun. Yay! The War Sun has a bombardment ability, 3 dice, hitting on a 3+. So they are going to pound Starpoint. If they get 1 hit, we've lost Starpoint. They get a 10, a 9, and a 7. So they get wow. So you can just picture it. They destroy the Earth forces in orbit. They come in with their Dreadnought and War Sun, and they absolutely literally obliterate the human forces on Starpoint. So the next part now is they're going to land forces. So they land their 4 infantry with no opposition now because there's nothing there. And I don't think we get to use the cannons on the way down. I'm just going to check that rule. Planetary shield. Oh yeah, space cannon. They've negated the space cannon ability. Because of this damn disable card. Your opponent's PDS lose planetary shield and space cannon. So the space cannon would have fired at incoming ships, and it would fire at incoming ground troops, but the Arbrick disabled it. The Arbrick take over at the Starpoint. They destroy the 2 PDSs and the space dock, and the Earth forces are key rushed. They're losing Starpoint, which means this planet is going to become the property of the Arbrick flipped over. It was worth 3 production, which they've stolen now from the Federation of Sol, which means the Federation of Sol does not have enough resources now to found a golden age because of that pasting. All right, I'm going to get The forces rearranged here. Oh my good lord, this was absolutely devastating for the Federation of Sol. They were so close to winning the game, and now they are so close to utter and total annihilation at the hands of the bugs and the plants. All right, wow. So, this Starpoint card going over to the Arbrick, and I think that's going to be the end of the episode for today. That battle took forever. I hope you enjoyed it. And that basically nerfs Federation of Sol's ability to win the game at the end of this round. So we are going to be continuing on. So let's add Starpoint to the Arbrick's tableau of planets. And the Arbrick have done their duty in saving the world, or the galaxy, from human domination. They are going to take Starpoint face down in their tableau. All right, we're going to zoom out, and we're going to have a wrap-up for this episode, which has gone on quite long enough. So the Arbrick, with the help of their war son, came in here, pounded out Starpoint. Wow. I thought the humans were doing so well at the beginning there too, doling out a whole bunch of hits, but that war son, yeah, that was just nasty. And also the Arbrick have come into this system and taken out all the Earth forces. Basically, the only ships the Federation of Sol have left on the board is one cruiser and two fighters. And they can't even build in this system this round because the politics card from the last round, I think it was, had each of the home worlds applying a token to the home system. So Federation of Sol way out in the lead with 8 victory points. The bugs and plants joined forces and absolutely rubblified the Federation of Sol. Wow, just crushed them horribly. All right, so thanks so much for watching along. This is Twilight Imperium 4th edition. I'm doing a complete 3-player game, which is, yes, taking quite some time. We're not finished with this round yet. We still have, nobody has passed. So when we come back in our next episode, we're going to have Sardic go first, then Federation of Sol. Federation of Sol, who was beaten to a pulp. And then the Arbrick. We're going to keep going until they all pass, and we're going to do the status phase. And then we're going to do the agenda phase. And yeah, we're just going to keep going until we finish this off. So, I don't know. It's anybody's game now. It looks like the Federation of Sol is, wow, they took a 1-2 punch from the bugs and plants and are really out of it right now. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for comments, subscriptions, and likes. Really appreciate it. Join me next time for the continuation of the epic galactic space game Twilight Imperium 4. Thanks for watching along, and we'll see you in the next episode.